I've had my driver's license for 17 years now, and over that time period, I've owned 19 different vehicles. I love the opportunity to experience a wide range of types of vehicles, various makes and models, and while I really do love my Tacoma, and I've enjoyed the last 3 years of ownership, there's always kind of been this inevitable fact that at some point I would sell the truck and move on. If you guys are regulars on the channel, you know that the Tacoma is really kind of the focal point of this channel, so this has been a really hard decision for a wide range of reasons, that being one of them. Also the fact that I've done a lot of modifications to this truck, almost all of those with my own two hands, and so I have a lot of personal investment in this truck. And then of course I've also gone on a number of really fun adventures. So although this is a really hard decision to make, I feel like the timing is right. So why am I selling the Tacoma? Obviously I'm very attached to the vehicle emotionally. It's been very practical, very reliable, very economical over the last 3 years. Got a lot of time and energy and money invested in this truck, and I've built it up to my own personal preferences. Well, one of the reasons is that I've already got the 2018 Volkswagen e-Golf, which you guys don't see as much on the channel, but I really do love this vehicle. I actually drive it a lot more than the Tacoma. It's much more efficient, it's quieter, it's smoother, it's more fun to drive, and just a great vehicle for that day-to-day use. We've also got the 2017 Toyota 4Runner. This vehicle my wife drives more than I drive. It's got more space in the back for car seats. It's also got the third row seat, giving us more space. And although I really do love the 4Runner, I'm more attached to the Tacoma. And if I could choose between the two, just because of the personal attachment, I would keep the Tacoma. But my wife's probably not on board with that, since this is primarily her vehicle. So the vehicle that I am getting to replace the Tacoma is my dream four-wheel drive. And it actually is more capable than the Tacoma or the 4Runner. And so just from a practicality standpoint, it really doesn't make sense to have a Tacoma, a 4Runner, and this third mystery vehicle. The other thing too is that I'm actually angling for another vehicle. I'll talk more about this later on, but adding another vehicle to the fleet, which would push us up to 4 vehicles. I feel like I can sell my wife on 4 vehicles. I'm not so sure that I can sell her on 5. And so getting rid of the Tacoma seems like the most practical option. So the other thing that that I've struggled with is that although the Tacoma has really become kind of this focal point of my YouTube channel, I've made like 70 videos of the truck covering a wide range of topics, issues, consumer feedback, and that's certainly why I've got a large Tacoma following. But the reality is that I'm kind of running out of content. I've covered a lot of things on the truck. I've done a lot of modifications. I've pretty much built it up to the point that I would want it. And there's just not really a whole lot more that I want to do to the truck, and not a whole lot more that I can cover in terms of giving you guys more consumer feedback. And so I feel like I'm at this point where, I've got this huge following for the Tacoma, people that want to see videos of the Tacoma, but I don't have anything to talk about unless I just want to go round and round talking about nothing, kind of like I'm doing right now. So that's the other reason that I feel like maybe it's time for the Tacoma to go. So if I sell the Tacoma, what is going to fill the empty void in my garage? Well, I'm actually not going to share that with you in today's video. I'm going to leave you guys in a little bit of suspense, but I will stir your imagination by sharing with you 5 contenders that I chose from. One of these 5 options is what I'm planning on buying. First option is the Toyota FJ Cruiser. And let me start off by saying that I was not really much of a Toyota guy before the FJ Cruiser came out. I wasn't really a fan of much of what they had to offer. And when the FJ Cruiser hit Toyota showrooms, I was obsessed with it. And although I've never owned one, I've always wanted to have one. It's actually probably the reason that I ended up with the Tacoma. I actually considered the FJ when I bought the Tacoma, settled on the Tacoma because it was a more practical option, but I would love to have an FJ Cruiser sitting in the garage. Option number 2 is the Jeep Wrangler JL. And just like the FJ Cruiser, I've always been a huge fan of the Wrangler, particularly when they came out with the 4-door Unlimited model. And with the release of the all-new JL Wrangler, they made some really nice upgrades to the vehicle. A few touches on the exterior that just gives it a more modern appearance, huge revamp of the interior that gives it a much more comfortable, luxurious feel. And I just love the look of the new JL. I love some of the color options that are available, and I love the fact that it's got the removable top. Likewise, I would love to have a Jeep Wrangler JL sitting in the garage. Now, option number 3 is the Ford Raptor. And if you guys have ever had the opportunity to ride in a Ford Raptor or drive a Ford Raptor, they are incredible vehicles. I've done 2 reviews on Raptors, both first generation, a Raptor and then also a Velociraptor. And both times I was obsessed with the trucks after driving them. They are absolutely incredible. They're powerful. extremely luxurious inside. They look awesome on the exterior, very bold and aggressive, and just all around incredible package. I would likewise love to have a Raptor in my garage, although I'm not sure if it would fit in this garage. Option number 4 is a Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. And you guys have heard me talk about the TRD Pro many times on the channel, several times that I have pondered the possibility of selling the TRD off-road and upgrading to the Pro. The main reason that I first considered it is that I'm obsessed with Cavalry Blue and Voodoo Blue, and I'd love to have Tacoma in either of those colors. Obviously you can get them on the TRD off-road now, but I think if I were to upgrade, it really wouldn't make sense to just upgrade color. If you're gonna upgrade, might as well go from the TRD off-road to the TRD Pro model. It really would be fun to kind of start over. All the things that I've learned from the project on the TRD off-road, apply those to the TRD Pro. Certainly I've got the Tacoma following on the channel, so you know, that'd be a pretty compelling option as well. A nice Voodoo Blue or Cavalry Blue TRD Pro would look pretty sweet sitting next to the 4Runner. And then option number 5 is the all-new Ford Bronco. And details on the new Ford Bronco are pretty limited at this point. It's going to be released in early July, but we've seen some teaser images from people that have snuck shots of it, and all signs point to it being a pretty sweet looking ride. Not only does it look really cool, but because it's all new and there's huge suspense leading up to the release of the Bronco, I think it's also a vehicle that would generate a lot of interest on YouTube. So from that perspective, it'd be a really great option for increasing views, subscribers, and really helping to improve my channel overall. So of those 5 options, I'd love to get your feedback in the comments below. Which of those 5 vehicles would you like to see the most sitting in my garage and featured on this channel? So what's the timeline for getting rid of the Tacoma? Well, I'm not in a huge rush to sell it. I do have it listed currently just kind of to test out the market a little bit. If the right person comes along that wants to pay my full asking price, then I'll certainly let it go. But in some ways I feel like there's an advantage to hanging on to it for a little bit longer. That way I can do some comparison videos with the new vehicle. And then I also want to make sure that I'm getting the full value out of it. So I don't want to be in any rush to sell it and give it away for less than it's worth. I'd really like to take my time, find somebody that can really appreciate it, that is willing to give me a good price for it. And along with that, if I feel like I'm not getting an offer that really reflects the value of what I think it's worth, maybe I'll find a way to hang on to it. I don't know. I could reevaluate. I know there are certainly a lot of people that probably like to see me just get rid of the Golf. It certainly crossed my mind, but like I said, it's a really practical vehicle, so I'm reluctant to do that. And also I feel like it's kind of redundant to have this all new vehicle along with the 4Runner and the Tacoma. So we'll see on that, but like I said, I'm not in a rush to get rid of it. Certainly want to try to make a few more videos before I let it go. And I know that this whole announcement is definitely bittersweet because I'm really excited about the replacement vehicle, yet at the same time I love this truck. I'm really attached to it, love the way that it looks currently. I've got a lot of time, energy invested in it, and a lot of good memories too. So we'll see what all happens. Love to get your guys' feedback in the comments below. Let me know what you think. To stay up to date on my journey as we move on from the Tacoma, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.